Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Sonja Burns. I am for the bill. I made a few notes. I really appreciate Ms. Williams coming, and this is what I've been coming to you all for years about. So this is all playing out in the jails, and it's very frustrating. I'm so glad to hear from one of the LIDAs talking about the forms, because HHSC is required to tell you about the state-supported living center under the IDD auspices. So I clarified, and I'm happy to forward all of this to you. They actually sent me everything that once you request services under IDD auspices, all of these things are provided you, and they mentioned nobody can edit anything out. I didn't ask them if they could, they just offered that. So I asked on that form 8648, that's where we go through the checklist of all the things that you've been offered. Does that just live in the LIDA or does it go to HHSC? The first response was, it lives over in the LIDA. Then immediately I get another response, oh, actually, we do get an annual report, but they're not asking about it, people who wanted an SSLC. They're asking for people who wanted the HCS waiver or Texas home living. So the bill is written, when you look at the code, there is a problem because, as Senator Colkhorst stated, the LIDA is the gatekeeper. So my LMHA LIDA here in Travis County, of the 1,330 people who are fully eligible under the, and that's what they told me, not that I want everybody to go to a state-supported living center at all, but only 10 referrals were made in the last 5 years. They may have added 1 or 2 by now. You all directed the Texas Commission on Jail Standards to create an IDD advisory committee on the detention of persons with IDD. The sheriffs are at their wits' end. Like I said, it's playing out in the jails. On that committee, I'm almost done. I just want you to know, HHSC sits there, Lee Johnson from the Texas Council, my LIDA. There seems to be somewhat of a conflict of interest. They submitted a report in December 22, that IDD advisory committee under Texas Commission on Jail Standards, no mention of a state-supported living center, which seems almost like an obvious diversion opportunity for these people with our lower IQs sitting in a jail cell.
Thanks, Son.
Any questions?
Madam Chair.
Yeah, I know you consistently, I don't know you, but you're always here and you're really advocating, and I understand your brother is at ASH, am I right?
His IQ is too high, so I'm doing everybody else a favor right now. I go through all those locked doors to see him, and I wish that he could live at the state-supported living center.
And you were talking to me when we finished Senate Finance, because we talked about some of this for funding and different things, and I just have to ask, you know, is the least restrictive setting our county jails or the Texas Department of Criminal Justice or ASH or SASH? And I think the answer is no. And so there is a balance, and I want everyone in this world, we work so hard at this to make sure that there's offerings to parents and guardians, and I think that the state has, you know, obviously made billions of dollars of investment in making sure that we take care of the least among us, or those that are challenged with intellectual disabilities. But I have to ask all of us, Senator Hancock, you had to get involved in a case. It took a lawyer, a judge, and a senator to get someone placed. And I just hear the stories of y'all, and I think that the gatekeeper has locked out an option that leads to those that we're trying to care for being locked up in jails and hospitals.
And I will tell you, the state hospitals are frustrated all the time. They fight and fight to get people to the state-supported living center. And the group homes are a great option for the people who do well, but it's a zero reject policy. And HHSC recently had their quarterly executive council committee meeting, and the only public comment was Sandy Batten, who is over the HCS providers, and she mentioned the zero reject policy and spoke of deaths, people going to jail, in and out of mental health hospitals, deaths of the direct care staff. We need to be person-centered, and we do need more campus settings, and that is not just going to be a state-supported living center. We have other ways to innovate in what we're already funding. But do not tell me, when you all walk out tonight, look around, because the population I'm talking about is not included in a community, and we can do much better. And I am not understanding. I've done this for years. HHSC, the SSLC say, no, it's the LIDA. The LIDAs are like, no, it's SSLCs and HHSC. When you look at 593.013 in the code, it all goes back to this interdisciplinary team report. So I'd love to know how many of those are making a recommendation to an SSLC, and when they do, how many are actually resulting in a placement. And this is just for the people who need this level of care. I want everybody to have what they need and thrive in a community.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate all of you.
You're a really good resource for new members to get up to speed on some of the conversations we're having that are kind of probably a little bit lost in the conversation, but she has a brother that experiences, but she's got some good ideas. It's going to take multiple good ideas, but hopefully 944 will move the needle to more appropriate care for the person involved. Right care at the right time for the right person, right?
Yes.
Thank you for being here. I have nobody else signed up to testify on